Alright, so now we're going to add color to the shoes, and we're going to use this fabric rough material just for the shoe material, kind of an overall shoe material that we're going to use there. So we just want to get up close to our shoes, and I believe we have a shoes color, which is good. So we're going to just drop this fabric rough into the shoe color. Let's see here. We want to actually add this into this one. So here I just want to, actually I'm going to remove this layer and just select this shoes color and add a fill, and then bring that fill in here. It's not letting me do what I want to there. So what we want to do here is actually go to the shoes color, and I'm actually going to just leave that one for now and just put this right under here. So we get this fabric rough, and we're going to actually just rename this. Let's see here. What do we got going on here on the shoes color? So we don't want what we're seeing right here. Oh, because, okay. I see what's going on. I'm just undoing. So this, I'm just going to drop this in. Alright, so first thing we want to do is actually go and change the scale, because that is just way too big. And I'm just looking for kind of like a knit fabric, like look for like kind of what you see with Converse, is that canvas like look. And so, and then I'm also going to just rotate that just a little bit. And actually I might just bring that size, I'm just gonna, just for just one more, I'm just making that more of a whole number. And so I also want to change the color, because we're going to be using more of a red, and so I want to just kind of bring that more along the lines like about there. And from here we can actually just grab the mask from here, and so I'm going to add a black mask. Well, not here. Actually, I want to add the black mask to this one. So add the black mask. And on this, what I want to do is actually, for now I'm just going to go at a polygon level and just kind of drop this mask in here right now. This is not perfect. Well, it's going to pretty much come right to the line where I want it. I'm going to have to do a little bit of painting and also erasing too, some of the areas. So this is just kind of like an overall, it's kind of a rough guesstimate for now. We'll probably paint that in right there. And so here, just coming up in here, and just filling these in right here. There as well. Whoops, don't want all the way through. Don't know why it does that. And And I think right there is going to be okay. We are going to have to color and erase some of this away. So with this, we're going to actually go to our paintbrush here and just actually paint this out. We want to, we don't want that actually. So on the mask, we'll just paint that mask, and what we'll do is just size that down. Alright, so for this we're just going to go in here and finish coloring this out. I'm actually going to come back and erase that area. So for now I'm just actually coloring through it. And with those eyelets basically sitting over the top of that, we can just kind of just keep coloring right underneath it. Just because that layer sits on top. So just basically coloring this in here. So, and here we kind of want to think about how we're going to get that shape kind of. So I'm thinking it's going to go more along the lines like this. So just kind of coloring this in. Just come down like that. And here we can color underneath here. And here we're going to have to just color in here. We'll make a new layer for the laces. Probably color in some of the darkness under here too, just to kind of make that pop a little bit better. So I'm just kind of getting close in here. And since the tongue is basically the same, we're going to use the same material there. So here, I just want to color this in as well. It's basically the tongue, top of the tongue shape there. And maybe also, I'm not so sure, I'll probably color this more along the lines of the sock color. But right here, we can continue to keep that same shoe color going around this shape here. Also along the back side of here. Yeah, so just kind of painting this in just so it blends in a little better with the shoe. So, like so, auto save on us. And so here, just kind of rotating around just so I can get a better view of this. Actually going to come up on that shape like that. And then so here we just want to color this in. And just rotating around this. I'll probably use just the same fabric for the laces. I was looking for another route for the laces, but I think this fabric should read okay for what we're kind of going after. It's not like too I don't want to go too like realistic. I still want it to look stylized, but enough of a texture to kind of pop it off a little bit better. So with this, it's not really, the shape is kind of, so actually I'm going to turn this to black since we're painting the black back into the mask. So with that, and then here, I'm actually going to just kind of cut this off so it's more rounded like. And we're going to try and look for also like a kind of a rubber-like texture to add to the soles and this kind of area here too. So here I'm just kind of erasing away, painting back the black into the mask. So and then if you overshoot or want to bring that back, you can actually just paint that back in like so, and just hit an F just so I can see. Doesn't look too bad. Once I go back down into and just get to the lace level. Alright, so here we can actually just so instead of erase this out, we can just paint the new lace layer on top of this. So to do so, we're going to again use the this fabric rough. So we'll add a new, actually another layer for that, and then also scale it up quite a bit. I'll probably make this, let's say, like 7.5. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks kind of lacy, laces like shoelaces. Not so much of a rotation on this one. Maybe I'll put like that at 3. Doesn't look too bad. It's just kind of rotating it just a touch. And for the color, I want to think more of a lace color. So what I want to do is actually go to the red and then actually just come off the red a little bit, just so there is some red color, but not in the actual lace. So with this, we'll go and we'll add another black mask. And with this black mask, we can actually paint in our laces. So here we'll just actually paint in the lace area. And it helps that we're both that just paint this on. And once the texture map kind of hits this, once we get the texture maps on the character and inside Maya, and it should look pretty good. Whoops, I just want to undo that, kind of overshot that. So just actually having to paint that in to the actual lace. So we can also add, since this is on its own layer, we can actually just add like some dirt, which I'll probably do as well, just to kind of add a little bit more texture. It's not so much the realism I'm looking for, like I said. I'm just basically trying to still make it look stylized and that it's readable. So just kind of going through here and adding. So like I said, if you overshoot, like I just did right there, you can turn this back to black and go back into your mask and paint that away. So just remember to go back once you want to paint the color that you're trying to add in. You just want that to be set to 1. So just rotating around. Stop to sneeze there. So it's almost like the bump is a little much. I'm not sure if I completely like it, but it's not completely horrible. It will add a nice level of texture to the laces, which is kind of what I'm looking for, even though it is a simple stylized character. So just making sure coloring those. So if I zoom out from there and just kind of take a look at what we're seeing, that doesn't look too bad. So with this, I'm just actually going to try something real quick and see how that looks. So from here, I'll just select this layer, and I'm going to add a filter. And once you do that, you can actually select this no filter selected. So select that. And here you can actually add, is it filter? No, it's not filter. We don't want a filter on this. Actually, so we want to dump that and then go back to the fabric rough and say add generator, and go to the generator, and we'll just go to dirt. And actually I want to copy actually it does an overall, let's see here. Actually I don't want that, I think because I had the because I had the mask selected. So I want this, and then I'm going to delete this generator, go to this, and then add a generator. So I was actually on the mask, so I want it on the actual color. So with that, yeah, we can use pretty much everything, that's fine. So once we put that dirt on there, and also I'm going to bring that down like quite a bit, and also go to multiply and just bring that dirt level, the contrast. Let's see here. I'm not sure it's going for what I'm. So random. Let's see. I'm not sure I want this all in the, I just want the color, I believe. So color and roughness. So let's bring that back up. Not so sure I'm getting the actual so just adding a little bit of dirt. So adding a little bit more contrast and a little grunge amount there. So this just kind of adds like some dirt to the laces a little bit. Kind of liking how that's looking. It's subtle, but you can kind of tell that it has like almost like a gradient fill from here to there. Another thing that we could add as well is just add some AO, some extra shading. So with that, I will go and add a paint layer. And with this one, I'm going to actually add a, let's see, I want multiply. Yeah, let's try a multiply and just bring that down a little bit. And here, I'm just going to bring my brush size down. Brush size down to about there. And for the uniform color, I'm going to go with kind of a darker brownish color. And just scroll down here. And I think I just want color. So if I hold down Alt and color, and here, just kind of adding in some. So if you zoom in here, actually just come in here, and just adding just some. I just want this to be a little bit darker on these. So it's kind of sitting down in the, so just going to add just an extra little darkness to those inside the lace there. Just adding, so the way the light's hitting just doesn't look like there's a lot going on, but if, like here, if we select this and bump that slider up, it's fine. So here, just adding some extra depth here into the lace, and that's going to work for now. Just going to zoom out here, just kind of get a look. Looks like it's going to work, which is great. So for this, the shoe, I actually want to add some of that underlying color into here as well. So with that, I will add another paint layer. Let's do, yeah, we'll just use a paint layer, and then also, actually, I might do a hard light just to see what I get there. Not so much, let's see. Let's go, that's black, don't want that. Oh, because, again, I had the mask selected. That's one thing about Substance that you really want to pay attention to, is once you want to make any changes to items, make sure that you're on the actual layer that you want to affect. So if you select a mask and do anything to the mask, it's going to affect the mask and not the actual layer that you're actually working on. So with that, you want to actually just make sure that that layer is selected, and then you can actually add the paint that you want. And with that, it's actually set to color. I think that color should be okay. I'm going to kind of darken it, just get a little more brown. And also, let's see, was that hard light? It's too dark. Hard light, don't want hard light. Color dodge. Nope. What do we get with overlay? Overlay is not too bad. Let's go with the overlay for now. So here we can just kind of, actually I'm going to find a softer brush. So I'm going to go to brushes, and I'll probably select maybe, geez, probably dirt. Let's try the dirt brush. I don't know if the dirt brush will work. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Dry, mud, fur, soft. Let's go with dirt brushed. Dirt brush might work. And actually I want to rotate that. So let's go in the opposite way. So I'm holding control and you just left drag. You can actually just, there we go. Just kind of adding a little bit of depth. And a little bit of depth underneath the, so I'm just hitting this underneath the lace as well. Just kind of faking some of that depth that didn't get really put into the, it's not so much in the bake. Not as much as I had liked anyway. That's fine. We can just kind of fake it. And since it is kind of stylized, we're just kind of faking these anyway. So I'm just lightly. You can actually turn the flow down too. Turn the flow down just kind of so it's not as harsh. So if I turn the flow probably 60 or so, and I'm just adding just a little bit under these just to add a little bit. So, and here I'll probably just add a little bit to here, just kind of along this ridge, just to kind of add a little bit. So it just looks like it's getting darker as it comes down into that area. And since we're kind of masked off, it knows where we're at. Just kind of faking it, faking the light. So if we zoom out, just take a look. Not too bad. Like how it looks. And so we'll kind of want to put some plastic, not so much, well, not rubber, I guess. Let's see if we can find something that works. So with this, that's actually the shoe color. So shoe eyelets and this fabric rough. So I'm actually going to select these guys, anything that is in the shoe, and I'm going to group the layer, so Control G, and so that puts it under its own, basically, so here I can just basically call this shoes layer, or shoes group, GRP is what usually I like to use when I'm using a group, and that just kind of like puts everything all in one, and so you can collapse that, just kind of gets rid of the other stuff. So shoe bottom color we want to be inside the group as well, so we can collapse that. So buckle color, belt color, pants stitching, skin tone is on the legs. So here, just kind of taking a look. All right, and then I'm just going to Control S to save.